Michael Hunter was a pretty good fighter. He's got some boxing skill. My internet's slow. Oh well, we're just gonna keep rolling. He's not great at anything really, but except maybe breaking your rhythm. He's awkward, herky jerky. He mixes it up well, as you just saw. He crouches, he bends below the waist, he holds and hits, he headbutts, he hits below the belt. He just does everything to disrupt you and break your rhythm. And it's that, typical B hop kind of. Mayweather does it a little bit. A lot of American fighters do that. They just try to cool you off and then they steal shots, right? So he's a difficult guy to get into your rhythm with or against. And he's pretty slick. He's got good speed. Man, Michael Hunter's got skills, man. He's a way better boxer than Anthony Joshua, technically. Oh yeah, Joshua might be more fundamentally sound and more upright, but technically Hunter is a lot more complex than Joshua. He's got a lot more moves, right? He sets his punches up better. He's just better. Joshua's big, strong, and he hits harder than Hunter. But and Joshua's not really. He's a little slick, but not much. Hunter is, right? Like conniving, slick. Like he'll feint like he's going this way, and he'll go the other way. He'll show you something and then give you something different. He's deceitful. He's cunning, like slick, right? And he's a little dirty. He makes it look like he lands the low blows just below the belt, you know what I mean, where it's difficult for the ref to know if he's doing it on purpose, it's just an accident, or a punch just straight low, you know what I mean? Like he does things like that. He disguises his headbutt with punches and that sort of thing. He's a slick fighter. And he definitely broke Usyk's rhythm, right? And won some rounds. Not many, but he won some rounds, maybe 3 rounds. Um, Outboxed Usyk a little bit in spots and gave him trouble. Just didn't allow Usyk to establish any kind of a rhythm. But eventually, as the fight wore on and Usyk was working, he was able to catch his rhythm. And he stopped Michael Hunter, right? If you think Anthony Joshua's quote-unquote knockout was any more of a knockout than what Usyk did to Hunter, then you either didn't watch one of the fights or you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. But Usyk was able to catch him. He was able to score. He won rounds. He kind of broke him down, beat him up, got into his rhythm, and just kicked his ass, right? As the fight wore on, Usyk just got better and stronger and broke his opponent down and won the fight, basically. And when I watch Briedis against Perez, who's a similar kind of a fighter, right? Breaks your rhythm. He's dirty. He's slick. He's fast, athletic. He hits hard as opposed to Hunter, but he's a dirty headbutter. He's a cheater. He makes you look bad, right? I don't know why. I don't know why people like these boxers that make the fight uninteresting and ugly. Like, why are you a fan of that guy, right? Nationalism, man. There's no virtue in it. Anyway, man, this is some pretty good action here. So Usyk was able to maintain distance well, and he was able to box with Hunter. Briedis, who is a really good boxer sometimes and a powerful boxer, just couldn't quite ever get into his rhythm. And Usyk did it against Lechunu, if that was his name, I think. And a little bit also with Marco Huck, who in a way is that kind of a fighter too, even though he's more upright. He's dirty. He breaks your rhythm. He's herky-jerky, erratic, fast. Like, it's a difficult guy to deal with. I've just watching how Usyk deals with certain types of adversity, and watching how Briedis deals with it, you just know Usyk is a better fighter, right? Like, it's not really going to be that kind of a fight where one guy is really adamant about slowing the fight down and breaking the other and just spoiling. It's not going to be that kind of a fight. I don't suppose. Maybe a little bit in spots, but if it is, then Usyk has the advantage. And even if it isn't, fighters are always trying to establish their own rhythm anyway, right? If they're not really trying to break the other guy's rhythm, they go hand in hand, right? But no matter what, fighters are always trying to establish their own rhythm. And I just think Usyk, from what I've seen, I don't enjoy watching Briedis fight. I mean, he's got nice highlights, and some of his fights are very good and all that, but I don't know, I don't find him as exciting. He spoils a little bit more. Look, it was Perez's fault first and foremost. And when you got a guy diving in at you and hitting you with his head and cutting you and fucking you up, like, yeah, you're just not gonna look good unless you're really skillful and you just know how to deal with all kinds of adversity. And Hunter was diving in with his head, and he was headbutting. He was doing all that shit, but Usyk was just more successful at dealing with that, stopping it, right? He first had to deal with it, learn how to deal with it, stop it, neutralize it before he could get into his own rhythm, right? So, like, the bar's been set. When the bar was set at about the same level for both Usyk and Briedis, Usyk just did better. And no matter what kind of fight it is, one guy and the other are both going to be trying to establish their own rhythm, if nothing else. And Usyk is just proved to be better at that. So you got to pick him against Briedis. But the other guy, I mean, he has a puncher's chance. And you know what? I hope he hits Usyk flush. Maybe not too flush, but like, I want to see Usyk take some punches from a big puncher before, we send him in there with Joshua, right? Like, that's why these fights are happening, and that's why, the Joshua fight is being discussed. But certain things have to happen, So I would like to see him get hit by a big punch. See how he reacts, what he does, maybe get knocked down, have to get up, and fight through adversity, like, just grow as a fighter and get better and all that stuff. So, I'm hoping for a good, pretty exciting fight. And Usyk's going to have to be careful, but he's just a better quality fighter than the Latvian kickboxer, who's one hell of a fighter himself. So, like most people, I'm picking the fairly heavy favorite in this fight, but anything can happen, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting. But, Usyk's just got better rhythm, and he's better able to impose his style, his rhythm on the opponent than too much bouncing still. But anyway, then Mairis. Man, his name is so difficult. Mairis Briedis. Mairis Briedis. Holy fuck me. Anyway, I'm picking Usyk like most people, but I look forward to the fight. I think it's gonna be interesting. I didn't really feel like making a film study for this because it's not as big of a challenge to predict, in my opinion, as Gassiev Dortiko. So you just get this little breakdown prediction, and hope you like the video, and let's build this guy up, man. Let's see what he got. Let's test him to the max. Let's push him. Because he is the great hope. So let's push him. Let's support him. And when he loses, hey, it's part of boxing. You know what I mean? So that's what we want as boxing fans, right? Guys that want to challenge themselves. Everyone always talks about that, right? It's so crazy how when you don't fight anybody, you're a bum because you don't fight anybody. And when you want to fight the best, you got your naysayers. But it is what it is, man. People just need to keep it real. Hunter got some skills, man. And he's weird and awkward and herky-jerky. Whoa. He's good. He don't got much punching power, but hey, neither does Usyk, right? Anyway, I hope Usyk pulls it off. Uh, Gassiyev's gonna be one hell of a fight for him if that is what's to happen, and I hope it does, because he'll just make Dortico look stupid, and it might not be a very fun fight. Anyway, look forward to every single fight in this tourney. 168, I'm not that excited about, to be honest. Maybe I'll talk about it, but I don't. I watch it, I'm into it, but I don't think I have the time to really talk about it. So it is what it is, man. Um, yeah, I love both of these tournaments, though. Don't get me wrong, man. The just the principle of it, just what it is great, man. And if you're a true boxing fan, you're all over it, right? Of course. Take it easy, everybody. Thank you for listening.